As you may know, I am a girl who just loves to read. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my fall reading diaries. Okay, I tried to make that rhyme, but it doesn't really work. But anyway, whatever, it's fine. Let's go. We are entering November now when I'm starting to film this, and I feel like I am finally really ready to just dive into the fall reading. I've been doing a lot of reading videos lately, which have been a lot of fun, but I feel like I haven't found any super good books from it recently, and I've just been honestly just trying to get through books that I have been reading for videos. So I'm really excited to start just reading fall books for fun because there's so many cute ones out there. I am currently reading Mexican Gothic by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. This book is wild. I actually posted about this on my Bookstagram. Also, sorry about these weird lights. I have tried everything. My blinds are just not working with me today. But this book is freaking crazy. It is definitely it gives me Stephen King vibes 100%. It's very a horror film almost. If they made this into a movie, it would be a horror film with all the gross things that happen on. And she's very detailed, which is awesome, but also kind of gross. So I am almost done with this. This book is 350, no, I think it's 300 pages, and I'm on page 288. So I literally have 12 pages left. So I'm gonna finish this book today, and then kind of start on some other cute books. Let me show you guys. Actually, I got this really cool little book cart. Let me show you guys a little bit better. I've seen so many book people on YouTube and Book Talk and everything get these cards. This one's from IKEA in particular, but it's just a little cart. I mean, it's nothing spectacular, but people put their books in here. So I got one. My friend actually works at IKEA, so he got me a employee discount or something because he bought it for me, and then I just paid him. But it's really nice. I don't have a lot of books, so I figured this would be a good way for me to store everything, because I am currently in the midst of redecorating my room, renovating it, and I'm making a full video on that, so you guys will see that soon. But anyway, so I have my library books up here, books that I've checked out from the library. These are the books that I actually have, and what's nice about these carts is that they're pretty big, so I can put 2 rows of books in here. And then the bottom one also is just for books. These ones I think are going to be more of my hardback books, and these are more of my paperback books, but we'll see. Again, I don't have a whole lot, but I did go thrift shopping the other day, which I posted about this in my last video, all of my books that I bought. So I'm going to have to make space for them to go in here, but I'm really excited about this little book cart. Anyway, the fall books that I'm going to start next that I'm really excited about is this one right here, if I can figure out how to get it out. That is the hard thing about this, is that it is kind of hard to get some of these books out of here. Okay, so I talked about this one also in a video a little while ago, but I picked up the Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. Now, I got this because I've been seeing it all over Bookstagram and Book Talk and YouTube. It's everywhere. I've been seeing people talk about reading this book for the book of the month pick for October, and I just have not been able to get to it again because of all the other crazy books that I've been reading. So as soon as I finish Mexican Gothic, I'm planning on reading this one next. I don't think it will take me very long. It seems like it's gonna be a cute little love story, kind of a Hallmark movie, Hallmark book. But then I also have all these books from the library that I need to get working on. This one I'm really excited about. I want to read this one soon. Lee Howard and the Ghosts of Simmons Pierce Manor. This one's a TikTok book as well that got really popular because some guy posted a video of the author selling these books, and it went super mega viral, and now he's a best-selling author because of that. This one is definitely a cute Halloween-y one, I think, which will be good because Halloween's coming up very soon. Today is October 27th, I think, so I have a few days hopefully to finish these 2. I also grabbed The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. This one just looked like it was a fall-ish book because of the cover, honestly. So I don't really know what this one's about, but I do have it checked out from the library, so I need to get this one read before it's due. I also grabbed Hello Stranger by Catherine Center. This one has been recommended to me from a couple different people, and it's super popular right now on the Book Talk area. I've had it on hold for months now, so I am excited to grab this one and read this one as well. Oh, and the other book that I really want to read that I bought recently, this is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I got this one at Target, and oh my goodness, I've heard so many things about this, and it being fall time, Halloween time, I want to really get my hands, I want to really start reading this, so I'm glad I was able to get my hands on it. But so that's a big order for this video. I don't know again how much I'll get done because I do know when this video is going up, and so I don't know how many books I'll be able to get read during that time. But I am really excited to be reading fall books, getting into that spirit, especially since we're in Halloween, and I'm hoping that I'll just be able to find another 5-star read hopefully in this stack, because it's been a while since I've had a 5-star read. I've had a couple 4s, Mexican Gothic I think is going to be a 4-star read for me as well, but we'll see. So anyway, we'll go ahead and get reading. Okay, this is, yeah, it's a good one. I think you guys should all read it. It is a little weird and a little wild, and if you don't like horror, like there is definitely some gore and like some gruesome things in here, but overall I thought it was really, really sweet, and I think it's a good one for like the Halloween time, so I would definitely recommend this. I'm not gonna say too much because I don't want to give anything away, and I'm just worried that I will spoil it all for you, so there's that. And I'm gonna stick with my 4-star rating. I think I'm gonna stick with the 4-star because the reason why it's not a 5-star one is that it just wasn't a 5-star book. First off, like I feel like a book has to be absolutely amazing for me to like count it as 5 stars, but the beginning of it I feel like was a little slow. It took a while for me to like get hooked, if that makes sense. But once I got hooked, like I read it so fast. So just keep that in mind if you decide to pick this one up. And I would be interested to see if she like does a sequel. I don't think she would, but it does leave you kind of wondering, like, I'm not gonna say it, but it leaves you wondering, I guess, a little bit. But this will be the next one that we start working on, so yay. Day. I actually got through a ton of this book last night, The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I'm on page 151 now, so just about halfway through. It's definitely giving hardcore Hallmark vibes. Like this book, just like when I'm reading it, it's so cheesy and corny and a little bit cringy, but I can't stop reading it. Like I kept saying, okay, this is my last chapter, I have to go to bed, and then I kept reading another chapter and kept reading another chapter. So I do think I'll be able to get through it pretty quickly. It is like the wording is very big, spaced out. So like I'm reading through it really fast because it's just not a very like big book, but I do think it's a cute little, you know, rom-com, maybe not rom-com, but a cute little romantic book. And so far there's been no spice in it, which has been nice. So it's a clean one so far, but we'll keep reading. We are going to a sports bar later today because there's a football game on that we want to watch. So we'll try to get some reading in before we go over there. And I also need to do my hair still, but that's besides the point. We'll get to reading. I realize I look ridiculous, but today is Halloween that I'm filming this, and for my costume, my makeshift costume that I came up with literally a few hours ago is a scarecrow, super easy. Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to check in about the books I've been reading because I have been, like yesterday I was so sick. I was throwing up all day and I thought I was gonna be able to read a lot, but I ended up just like sleeping basically all day long. But I did get through The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. This book, I can't remember, I rated it either 2 or 3 stars on Goodreads. It was not my favorite. And I am mad because when I was first reading it, I thought, oh, this is just such a cute book. It'll probably be like a 3-star read for me. Like it'll be just a cute little romance novel to get me through, kind of like a palate cleanser. And it is really cute until I got like 3/4 of the way. And then honestly, the spice level of this book, and by spice level, I mean like explicit content, like, you know, it just got to be so much to the point where like that's what like every chapter was about, in my opinion. Like it was just like constant like spice, and I was like, I'm not here to read about this. I'm here to read about the cute little romance that's going on in their relationship and whatever. So I was just at that point skipping the chapters because I didn't even want to read about it. So anyway, I got kind of upset by that, and then the ending of it just kind of was like, eh, whatever. I don't know. I think it would have been better if she kept all of that out of the book and just kind of kept it to the cute little kisses here and there. So for that reason, I am not going to recommend this book to anybody. I actually think I'm going to potentially return this, because I still can return it to Amazon within that window. And then I started reading this book, Elise Howard and the Ghosts of Simmons Pierce Manor. This one actually got really, really famous because of TikTok. Somebody posted a video of the guy, of the author, at a store with his little book stand, and nobody was buying his books, and he said that he maybe sold like maybe a handful of copies. That TikTok ended up blowing up, and this guy's now a #1 Amazon like bestseller for this book because everyone took pity on him and they read it. And I think like It's a cute book. Like, I like the story of it. However, I will say, I mean, you can tell that it's like self-published. You can tell that he's not the strongest writer. He's definitely, it reminds me of like Wattpad days, if you guys remember that, when people used to like self-publish their books on Wattpad. It's just like the banter between the people isn't super great. Like the conversation is very much, it feels like very artificial. So that is the one reason I'm not loving it so far. I am 138 pages into it. I have about 130 pages left to go, so I might just try to crank this out and finish it tonight. You can see I only have that much left, but I really want to get on to this next book. I do want to read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This one has been so highly talked about and everyone says it's so good, and a lot of people have ranked this a 5-star read. It has been a while since I've had a 5-star book, so I kind of want to hurry and crank this one out as fast as I can so I can get to this book. Oh, it's so bright. But hello, you guys. I finished Lee Howard and the Ghost of Simmons Pierce Manor today. Like I said before, it was all right. It was not like the best written book, but I think, I thought I saw something go behind me. But I think for like it being a brand new author, or like, you know, like I think this is his first like big published book, it was fine. It is a YA, like a young adult book, so that makes a little bit more sense too with like how it was written, but I wouldn't recommend it again. I feel bad saying that because I love this man's story, the author's story that was sold to so many of us on TikTok, but it just was okay. I'm heading now to go get my license plates renewed, and to get my emissions test done for my car to do that, and I don't know how long that's gonna take, so I'm gonna bring a book, or I have a book with me that I'm gonna be taking, so that way you can read it while we're there. Book that I'm gonna be bringing with me is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This is by Holly Jackson. I'm so excited to read this. Again, I got this at Target very recently when it was on sale, but we're gonna take this with me into the car shop while we wait to get our car all passed for the test and not gonna be expired license plates anymore, so we'll go do that. All right, we're already back. I literally, that took like no time at all. I only got 10 pages into my book before they called my name and said that I was ready to go, that I was good to go. I do have to complain for a second. The fact that I have to pay $200 to be allowed to drive my car, I think is actually crazy, because you pay so much money in state taxes when you buy your car. I know that I'm being very privileged right now. I'm very lucky to be able to own a car, to be able to drive my car, to have nice roads to drive my car on. But I just think it is so expensive to have to do that, make everybody pay so much money. Luckily, I had a coupon, took $10 off, so you know, there's that. I think the kicker here too is that in Utah you have to do an emissions test with your car, and that costs like $50. And where I grew up in Idaho, we did not have to do that because we didn't have to really worry about pollution too much in the state of Idaho. Like, we don't really have it. Here in Utah, you actually get it really bad in the Utah Valley. Like right now, you can see the mountains really, really, really well. Like you can see, like you can see them. They're close. They're pretty clear. They look nice. But there are definitely days where the pollution is so bad that you cannot see them, or you can see like the level of it and you can only see the tops. It gets really bad. So I understand that like they're trying to do emissions testing to make sure that we're not like worsening the air pollution. I think that's what it's for, but it's still frustrating because we still have the pollution. We still have the inversion problem. I don't think it's getting any better. They keep telling people to like carpool and use public transportation, but so who knows?
I would say we were good together. I would say we had fun, but our trails will never run forever. Something else is.
I hate how it is literally so dark outside and it's only like 7 p.m. Okay, that doesn't help. Just believe me when I say that it's dark outside. But I will say that it has got me in a good reading mood already. Can I put my blinds back down? Oh my gosh. There we go. Anyway, today I've been doing a ton of reading on this book, Good Girl's Guide to Murder. It is so good. I am actually shocked by how much I am loving it. I read it basically the whole time I was on the train today when I was going into the office and driving home from the office as well. And I'm now 154 pages into it, which according to Goodreads is only like 38%. So when I was looking at it, I was like, that makes sense. Like this is all I have left still. So like it feels like I've read a whole bunch, but when you look at it, only looks like I've read, like about a third of it. But I feel like I've read like so much. Like there's so much attention to detail in here. It's super fun because you kind of get two perspectives a little bit. Like it's from the same person, but one is kind of a little bit more first person and then one is more third person, if that makes sense. I don't know, I like it. Like there's so many things in my head. Like it's definitely like a mystery. Like you're trying to figure out who committed the murder. Obviously it's called A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. If there was a murder, I don't know. So it's really good. I'm really excited to keep reading this. I'm gonna try to get a whole bunch read tonight and see how far we can get. Let's get started.
Like everything that's good in life always come to an end. We're letting go, drifting apart. There's no use trying to pretend. And I know that it's over. Got the look on your face. It's so hard to explain, but the worst is the pain when you pronounce my name and you say Gloria, please. Don't cry for me.
It's the next day. I am heading into the library right now to go do a little bit of work, but I mainly just want to read. I want to read here because it's just warm and cozy and very quiet, and they have really comfy couches, and it's just like a different place than my house, you know? So we're gonna do some reading, hopefully try to finish the book. I got pretty far in it last night and then again this morning, so we have just a little bit left to go, and I literally, you guys, I have no clue what's gonna happen.
Gloria, please. Don't cry for me. I can hurt you like you hurt me too. Then we make love when we are done. Breaking up and then get back together. Oh, you're the trigger to my gun. But like everything that's bad in life, it's come to an end.
Okay, you guys, let's talk. This book, it's actually insane. It is so stinking good. I rated this 5 stars, a 5-star read for me. I loved it so much. I want to read the rest of them in the series. I think there's 2 other books in this series, but I think this one, it was just so perfect for, especially for the fall Halloween time that I was reading this. But the whole time, like, you're just like trying to figure out who did it, and she does such a good job of like really making you feel like you are also in there investigating the case of the person who was murdered, people who were murdered. So I don't want to like say too much about it because I don't want to spoil it, but I just think that it is so good. It was definitely like, it was a clean book. I don't think there was really any swearing, maybe 1 or 2 words. I don't think there was really any swearing, and there was no really any like spice or anything. It was like, you know, just a good book, mystery book. So 100% recommend you guys reading this. I think it was so good. As you guys could see in my reactions, like the ending, it really did throw me off. Like it threw me for a surprise, but I could not stop reading this. I read it so fast. So 100% recommend A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. And I didn't film myself reading this because I read this in one day. Actually ended up reading it yesterday. But this is Hello Stranger by Catherine Center. I had talked about this in this video earlier. I said I wanted to read it, and oh my gosh, amazing 5-star read, I think, as well. Well, am I gonna call it? I think I'm gonna give it a 5-star read because as soon as I bought it, or as soon as I finished reading it, I was like, I have to go out and buy this book so I can have it, so I can read it again in the future, or I can like have friends read it because it's just so good. It's about a girl who gets in she has like a seizure and ends up like getting face blindness, like she can't recognize people's faces. But the problem is that she is a portrait artist for her job. She like paints faces, and so it's kind of her life of like figuring out how to live her life in a way where she can like function, but she also like needs to be able to like paint for her job. And she, you know, meets all these people along the way who kind of help her out, but none of them know that she has this issue, so she's just kind of struggling through life a little bit. But it's so good. It's so good. I've heard a lot of things about Catherine Center. I heard a lot of things about this book. I personally loved it. I know that there's some people, I think it has pretty high rating on Goodreads, but there are some people who think that the main character was just kind of delusional or dumb, but I absolutely loved her, fell in love. Again, a clean book as well. Nothing super inappropriate about it, so 100% would recommend. I thought it was so good. And that is pretty much it for my fall reading diaries for this video, at least. If you guys made it this far, thank you so much, and I will see you all in my next one very soon. Bye.